Hi Saoirse.
Hi Claire, how are you?
I'm well. Did you as a team need that emphatic win on Sunday to boost your confidence ahead of tomorrow? Just obviously it's a different type of opposition that you faced.
I wouldn't say we needed it, but it always helps. Creating that many chances on goal and scoring goals always boosts your confidence. So yeah, I wouldn't say we needed it, but as I said, it's helpful.
Has it helped with the kind of psychology of this week? We spoke to Elena about kind of the mood in the camp and about kind of how this fixture has become, a tricky one that we find difficult to get a result in. Has that positivity have you felt that in training?
Yeah, I think for any footballer, like your life revolves around football every single day. So obviously you're training week in, week out to win a game at the weekend. So obviously if you lose, you're going to take it personal and hard. So yeah, it's brilliant to get a good win at the weekend and take that into this game. But every week's the same for us. We don't try not to change too much, and we try really focus on ourselves, and that's what we've done for this week.
And you don't think there's any there hasn't been an element before where you've thought this is a team in these big games, this is a team that's tougher to beat, and that the performance has maybe suffered because of that?
Well, look, it's a Celtic and Rangers game, isn't it? So it's always going to be tough. Two top teams, so yeah, of course it's tough, but every game is.
What do you think the biggest challenge that Rangers present to you as a team tomorrow on the park?
As I said, it's Celtic and Rangers. It's a game that everyone wants to watch. It's a game that everyone wants to be involved in, and they're a good side, but so are we. So I think it's whoever wants it more at the end of the day is going to come out on top.
Obviously, 3 points would be great. It would sort of put a bit more distance between you and Rangers in the league as well. But how much would a win mean because it's been so long since you have beaten them?
Yeah, it's huge, but I think again you can go back to look how competitive the league is. As you said, we're ahead of Rangers right now, and they've lost a few games and we've lost a few games. So yeah, every game is just as important as the next.
Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, I can't wait.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hi, I was just wondering whether you think that, as an Irish player, you kind of understand this derby on a different level to some of the others, and kind of just how much it means to you.
I think just playing for Celtic as an Irish person means a lot to me, and I think you can see that at home and you can see that over here. Everyone that supports Celtic probably has an Irish connection. So yeah, as I said, it's just another game. Maybe it does give an extra bit of fire in the belly, but yeah, it's just another game, and we need to try win tomorrow.
Yeah, I was just wondering whether you individually kind of set targets for the season in terms of goals, winning the Golden Boot, any of that, because obviously it's difficult for you as someone who competes with other players to get inside even, compared to some other strikers that kind of play every week for their teams.
Yeah, look, every team's different. I picked up an injury at the start of the year, so I missed a few games. So obviously that can affect your personal targets in different ways, and obviously squad rotations and stuff affected. But at the end of the day, my main goal is trying to perform week in, week out, and be best on the training ground so I can be in the starting 11 at the weekend.
Yeah, and kind of Elena was maybe a bit coy on this, but in terms of, obviously, we referenced a little bit, the gap between you and Rangers. If you were to win, that would go to 6 points, and Rangers would also, depending on the result, maybe be significantly behind the other top 4. Kind of how satisfying do you think it would be for that result to maybe put Rangers quite far behind in the title race?
I don't think we're too worried about where Rangers are, to be honest. I think we're more worried about where we are, and that will bring us nearer to the top, and that's the goal.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Given the results in this fixture since you've arrived at the club, how important will it be to possibly, hopefully, win the game tomorrow night?
Yeah, look, it's a huge game. But as I said, teams in the top 5 or 6 have been taking points off each other this year, last year, and it's always come down to the end. So it is so important, I think, just for us as a group to get a good performance firstly tomorrow and then come away with the 3 points.
And just mentally, how are the players feeling going into tomorrow night?
Yeah, I think there's been an absolute brilliant buzz. Obviously, there's always a bit of more nerves and stuff. There's a bit more pressure and there's a bit more eyes on the game. But yeah, the buzz today has been brilliant. Everyone's been really positive, and I think we're just excited for the game to come now because it's been talked about for some time. So yeah, we're just looking forward to it.
Just wondering, what do you think that you need, and what has been missing from games against Rangers that you're going to need tomorrow night to go and get a result?
I think for us, it's just play our own game. I think sometimes over the last few games, we found ourselves falling into their game. and leaving them get a foothold on the game. And I think when we play our style of football and we can be calm on the ball and get it down and play and create chances, we just need to put the ball in the back of the net. We spoke a lot about not overcomplicating things, and not taking, I suppose, focusing on just ourselves and our tasks and sticking to our roles for the whole 90 minutes and not panicking if something doesn't go right, and that's what we're going to do tomorrow.
You spoke there of just what it's like being an Irish player and playing for Celtic. Do you find that there's loads of interest in this game from back home, from friends and family, maybe all tuning into a game tomorrow night that they might not necessarily all have been watching? Have you been away to Montrose or something?
Yeah, look, I think obviously it's more accessible when it's on Sky Sports, isn't it? So definitely there's been a few text messages and stuff, and there's a good bit of family coming over as well, so hopefully it'll be a good evening.
Obviously you've played in these derby fixtures before, you'll know what it means to fans for their teams to come out on top. But just how motivating is it for you to know that you're representing Celtic in such an important match?
Yeah, look, I think growing up on a Sunday we'd watch these games, so now to be playing in one on a Friday night, probably my favourite time to play a game of football. It's nights you look forward to, and like as I said earlier to Claire, you train week in, week out for games like this and moments like this, so we just have to enjoy the occasion and take every minute and go out there with a smile on our faces and hopefully get the 3 points.
You've also been in good form yourself as well so far this season, but how important is it for you to carry that consistency and confidence into this match as well?
Yeah, again, I think it's games like this that you really need to show what you're training for, and I think it's really important that every single player takes responsibility tomorrow. From the players that start to the players that come in, and even the players that don't come in, we all have a role to play. So it's really important that we all do that. And yeah, hopefully I can do my job. I don't really care who scores at the end of the day once we score.
Yeah, and just obviously kind of looking back at the previous results between Rangers, it does always kind of come down to the fine margins. Obviously we know what your role in the squad is, so what's your kind of mindset getting into it, knowing that every chance could be the chance that makes a difference?
Yeah, I think as a striker, you're not going to get hundreds of chances in a game, and it is just being confident enough that when you get one chance that you have to take it, and that could be the decider of a game. And those moments have been deciders of the last few games against Rangers. So yeah, I think we just need to go in with confidence and try take every opportunity and create the best we can, and then put the ball in the back of the net.